What is up, everyone? Today we are going to be talking about building an AR. That's actually pretty high performance, but doesn't drain your bank account because no one is going to want to blow a ton of cash on a rifle that's just going to shit the bed after a few rounds. So, we're going to cover what I focus on when building. Maybe not what everyone else is doing, but that's okay. But actually what matters to me. So, let's get into it. AR-15 build logic, baby. The real shit they don't tell you in the beginner guides. Yo! So, first thing when building a rifle, you need to have a clear purpose or barrel length in mind. I tend to lean towards a 13.9 or 14.5 if I want to run a magnifier and red dot combo. Mainly looking to do like shorter ranges. I'll just go with a red dot. I usually go for like 11.5 or 12.7 to 12.9 or whatever. That brings me to my first point. The barrel. Get something that is dependable, that's rugged, that's capable of handling your abuse. Daniel Defense makes great barrels. Roscoe makes great barrels. AT3 makes great barrels. That's what I have on a lot of my AR builds. But if you're trying to build something super rugged that, then look at Criterion Core, Boss barrels. They're all proven, no nonsense options. Ballistic Advantage Hansen barrels are solid too. You can't go wrong with those. And if you've got some extra cash, go for the big dogs, Geisley or Daniel Defense barrels. You will not regret that. Okay. Next is the upper receiver. This is your upper receiver on your rifle. It holds the barrel, your bolt carrier group, and your dust cover. Don't overthink it. Grey Ghost makes some good ones. Arrow makes good ones. BCM too. Just pick something from a reputable company or brand that's known for being reliable and rugged. All right, do your own research here, but I've had good luck with all the ones I've mentioned. Next, we are going to go with the gas block and gas tube. All right, so your gas system, if you're running suppressed or want a smoother operation, get an adjustable gas block. This is one of the most common failure points, gas blocks and gas tubes, so they are pretty important for your build. This is a primary weapon system, Mark 111. So it is a piston rand AR, but I've done a whole bunch of shooting with standard DI guns too.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. One flat. Yeah, 127. Yes. 3 to the body, 2 to the head.
Gas blocks, I recommend like a Superlative Arms gas block if you want a cheaper option. But if you want to go all in, the new rifle speed gas block is pretty much the biggest innovation in AR-15s in the last few years. It's an absolute game changer in my opinion. And for the gas tube, go nitrided. I think they have like a melanite too, but I'm not too familiar on the melanite finish. They last way longer. Tons of companies make good ones, so do not stress too much about it. All right. Next is the bolt carrier group. That is this part of your rifle here. This is the absolute heart and lifeblood of your rifle. Do not cheap out here. This is where reliability is going to live. Geisley's enhanced BCGs are absolutely among the best. BCM's is solid too, especially because they add like an extra spring in the extractor for enhanced reliability. Bolt carrier groups are really going to what makes your rifle run the longest and most reliable. Now, when it comes to lower receivers, here, let me pop this. When it comes to lower receivers here, it's not all that critical as long as it's in spec. All right, I like the Arrow M4E1 like this. It's rugged, has an integrated magwell, a pretty nice trigger guard here, and it houses all the important shit. I have a Viltor buffer system in here, a standard AT3 Teflon trigger, nickel Teflon trigger, and it has done me very well. For triggers, you have pretty much two options. You have the cassette style trigger, which is like basically like a plug and play option. You just throw a like cassette in here, throw some anti-walk pins in there, and you have a solid setup. And then there's like the two piece, which is like more your traditional with springs and hammers. Personally, I lean towards the classic triggers, particularly the Geisley SSA and SSAE. And about triggers, do not go for the lightest option. You can find like, 2 to 3, 3.5 pounds. That's kind of the sweet spot for rifles. Because you really do not want like a 1 pound, 1.5 pound trigger, because that's gonna fire with fucking inertia. You know what I mean? Like shoving it really quick like that, that's gonna get that fish to fire. Hyperfire makes some of the best triggers in terms of crispness and lightness, but they're super light and can almost fire itself. I've never seen it happen, but definitely use with caution. Next is we're going to talk about the buffer system. The buffer system here is, not standard mel spec. It's the A2 system. This is Viltor's version of it, but I think BCM has the MK2, and that is the exact same thing. They're longer, more reliable, and they help with felt recoil. They're about an inch longer here, but that makes an absolute big difference. Pair that with good springs, like Springco springs or like Geisley braided buffer springs, and your rifle is definitely going to feel smoother and more controlled. Finally, sights and lights. All right, so these are absolutely huge. In 2025, backup iron sights aren't like a must unless you're some sort of gun nerd. Get a reliable optics. I swear by AT3 stuff. They're reliable enough, but not expensive enough to actually cost you an arm and a leg. The Sig Sauer Romeo MSR Gen 2 is also solid. And your weapon light, get something that works. You know what I mean? The Surefire Scout is modular, versatile, and built like a tank. Or if you're on a budget, get something like this. The Olay Odin. And I know that Streamlight has the ProTac HLX, which is, incredibly reliable and won't make your wallet cry. And that's it. My logic on building a budget-friendly, high-performance AR-15, remember, it's not about copying everyone else's shit. It's about knowing what actually works, building something that'll last longer than your last excuse for a bad day. Stay smart, you know what I mean? Build it right, and just don't be a fucking dumbass. If you like this, smash that like button, guys. Subscribe. It really helps the channel, because if you don't, YouTube will put me in small channel hell. And drop a comment if you want me to roast your future build. I was thinking about doing a viewer build, or what is your favorite gun tuber? What do they carry? So if you wanted to do something like that, I really appreciate it. Make sure to find Christ, develop positive relationships in your life, and help your community. Peace out, motherfuckers!